Welcome to the F1 Time Portal, a Formula One history podcast by a couple of friends that love Formula One. I'm your host, Rosa.
And I'm your stumbling in host, Luigi. And today we are rating drivers from 1979 for our special ReDo series, the Time Portal Championship Part 3. So let's go.
Nailed it. And we have Nacho back. Hello, Nacho.
Hola, I'm ready to do this.
Yes.
Yes. Go on,
Rosa.
Go.
I was going to say stumbling in is how I feel about Scheckter winning this championship.
The actual championship or ours?
The actual championship.
The actual championship.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's got much chance of winning ours, but he might. He's sitting third at the moment. So
yeah, I'm surprised. We've not rewarded his consistent driving.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah.
I know you wouldn't because you don't appreciate consistency like good old Denny Holm. All right. We're off to Austria. I think this is me reading this one, isn't it?
It is.
All right. So Arnoux took his first career pole with Jones second, forcing Jabouillet to settle for the second row with Lauda alongside him. Villeneuve made a sensational start from the third row to take the lead from Jones, Lauda and Arnoux, who made a bad start. Jabouillet lost his clutch at the start and dropped to ninth, but quickly caught up. Villeneuve stayed ahead until the third lap when Jones breezed ahead, while Arnoux quickly dispensed with Lauda. Arnoux then took Villeneuve for second before Jabouillet set off on a charge and took second himself until his gearbox failed. Arnoux back into second place with Villeneuve third, Scheckter fourth, Regazzoni fifth and Laffite sixth. Arnoux continued to chase down Jones until he suffered fuel pressure problems and dropped down to sixth place, handing second back to Villeneuve. With the Renault Challenge finished, Jones was able to cruise to victory, with Villeneuve second and Laffite completing the podium after passing Scheckter on the last lap. Over to Nacho.
Oh, it's so hard. I was like,
I know. There's a lot of deserving champions. There's a lot of deserving points in this one. Yes.
And to be honest, I think I'm kind of like, now that you're rereading this, I'm not sure if I'm too happy with what I put, but I'm going to stick to it. Okay? I'm going to stick to it. Okay?
Yeah. Stick to it. Yep.
Stick to my guns. Okay, number 3 is going to go to Villeneuve. Like, even though he finished second, I think Arnaud deserved that second place. He had the fuel gauge, but he had already passed Villeneuve. He was charging through. He's had a kind of a great race. Also, Villeneuve had a really clean and kind of good race, and stayed kind of in the end on that third place because ultimately his car is not as great as the other ones, but he kind of still maintained pace and stayed there, hoping for what happened, with some retires. But yeah, Villeneuve third, Arnaud second, and I think Alan Jones, there was no way to kind of get him, right? He was he's the new number one. He's the new king.
Yep.
Yeah, he won by a huge margin, 45 seconds or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So I had the same top 3 actually. So I didn't know why you were questioning yourself so much. It was a good pick. So I had Villeneuve in third. I said great start, and according to Mike Lang, the greatest ever. Mike Lang is the guy who writes the book Grand Prix. He called it the greatest ever start. And he held back an aggressive Alan Jones, and exciting to read about the Villeneuve's antics. I did put Arnoux second for the same reasons you just said, Nacho. He should have come second if not for car issues. So I thought that was me correcting the wrong. And Jones, easy win, great win. Withstood strong challenges from Villeneuve at the start. From there, he was in control. So,
I don't know. I think Jabouillet also deserved a mention. That's why, he was doing pretty well, right?
I when I was rereading it, I also felt that in this instance, Jabouillet did everything right and his car just failed him. So I sort of regret. No, I had the same as you guys, exactly the same. Jones, Arnoux, Villeneuve, and I kind of regret leaving Jabouillet out of it.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's borderline. And can I just say, Rosa, I respect you for putting Villeneuve in third when he came second.
Yes,
you had a really easy excuse to put him in second, and you didn't take it. So well done.
No, I am nothing but integrity. That's me. Okay, so it makes this very close though, because we have now only 4 points between Villeneuve on 109 and Jones on 105. Schechter's in third on 72. Look, with 3 races to go. No, 4 races to go. I don't know. He's going to have to pull it out of the bag, isn't he?
I didn't look ahead, and I still don't know who wins, but I didn't expect Jones to be in the running because in the first half of the season, that Williams was nowhere. And I didn't expect to see Jones even in the running. So there I was thinking, will this be a close one between Villeneuve and Schechter?
Yeah.
It's turned out to be Villeneuve and Jones. So there you go.
Yes. All right. Off to Holland. Oh, this is a bit of a long one. Sorry, Louis.
That's okay. So Arnoux was on pole from Jones, Regazzoni, Jabouillet and the 2 Ferraris. Schechter ahead of Villeneuve. At the start, Jones took the lead, but Arnoux found himself in a sandwich with Regazzoni on the inside and Jabouillet and Villeneuve on the outside. This is an awesome start, wasn't it?
Yes.
Arnoux collided with Regazzoni, with the Williams losing its left front wheel and Arnoux damaging his rear suspension both out. Thus, Jones was followed into the first corner by Villeneuve, Jabouillet and Pironi. Schechter was left behind and started at the very back of the field. While Schechter charged up through the midfield, the order remained stable at the front, although 5th placed Lafitte dropped away early because of a misfire. Rosberg took over. On lap 11, Villeneuve overtook Jones and on the outside of Tarzan corner to grab the lead, and on the next lap, Rosberg moved the Wolf ahead of Pironi's Tyrrell in 4th place. Pironi later drifted behind Schechter, who then caught and passed Rosberg and profited from Jabouillet's retirement with a clutch failure. On lap 47, Villeneuve spun and Jones went back in the lead despite having gearbox trouble, and 4 laps later, Villeneuve's rear tyre exploded and he was spun again. He, as in Villeneuve, rejoined and drove an entire lap on 3 wheels. When he got to the pits, suspension was too badly damaged to continue. So Jones won again for Williams, while Schechter finished second and Pironi went out with a suspension failure. So 3rd place went to Lafitte with Piquet 4th. So over to you, Nacho.
Okay. Oof, I don't know if I should start with the winner in this one because I think it's going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to give it to number 1 to Villeneuve, actually.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a big call.
I know. You're starting with number 1 too. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to know why, I guess, later, because I don't think I can talk to number 3 and number 2 without talking about why I put Villeneuve first.
Yeah.
Look, he didn't win the race, but he owned it. His move on Alan on the outside of Tanza corner was one of the best overtakes in history, right? Or people say. And look, he was leading incredibly, and in the end, like a tire just exploded and ended his day, right? What else could he do, right? He was actually really racing out there. But yeah, misfortune struck, and that's how he doesn't end up on the podium or even winning, right? And in the end, for second and third, I stick with Alan Jones second and Schechter third, because they also did amazing race, and Alan Jones had a failing gearbox, and but I think number 1 goes to Villeneuve for me.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but it's not too crazy because I've got Villeneuve second, so can't argue too hard. So I put Scheckter third, amazing comeback drive to get second from last. I had Villeneuve second because he gave huge entertainment in this race, even if he retired, and he was in first and second most of the race. So, second would have been worst case. I can live with him getting first, but the reason I'm disagreeing with your first and why I gave Jones first, Nacho, was because Jones managed to win the race with third gear missing and having to hold second gear in place. So it was an amazing drive and a battle with Villeneuve. Villeneuve he made his situation harder by spinning and then his tyre blowing. Okay, whether that was linked to the other spin, I don't know. But maybe he drove a bit too crazily to the pit and destroyed his suspension. You know what I mean? And this could have been what given in the championship, to be honest. Maybe he was over anxious to be fast when he had three wheels. But I gave him second.
Okay, I can accept that.
Yeah, but Jones first for good reason.
Yeah, I had the same as you, Louis. I kind of said about Villeneuve, I said he had the lead and spun on lap 47, then some classic Villeneuve spirit. I actually am blaming the tyre for the spin.
Yeah.
So I reckon he should have won, but I'm giving him a solid second. It was a bit crazy for him to drive back to the pit. I mean, he didn't know his tyre would totally disintegrate, or maybe he should have known that. But it was a bit crazy, but I couldn't give him first either. So, I got the same as you.
Disappointing, Rosa. Disappointing. From Luigi, I get it. Okay. He's not controversial enough.
Yeah.
But you, Rosa?
I know. I got nervous. Well, we've now got Villeneuve 2 points ahead of Jones. Villeneuve's on 129 and Jones is on 127. Scheckter on 84.
Wow, being thrashed.
Yeah. All right. Italy. Monza. Jabouillet took pole ahead of Arnoux. Then came Scheckter, Jones, Villeneuve and Regazzoni. As usual, the Renaults were slow off the line and so Scheckter grabbed the lead from Arnoux. Behind them, Villeneuve grabbed third, while Lafitte made a good start to get into fourth. Jones dropped to the back of the field. On the second lap, Arnoux was able to pass Scheckter to take the lead, and for the next few laps, the five front runners were nose to tail. Arnoux' lead lasted until lap 13, when Arnoux' car began to misfire, and he dropped away, leaving Scheckter, Villeneuve, Lafitte and Jabouillet by themselves. Later in the race, Jabouillet dropped away with engine trouble and Lafitte stopped with a similar problem, and so third place went to Regazzoni, with Lauda, Andretti and Jarier picking up the other points. This proved to be a memorable day for Ferrari, as Scheckter and Villeneuve made it a Ferrari 1-2, and with this victory, Scheckter won the Drivers' Championship and Ferrari won the Constructors' Championship. Regazzoni finished third. What I didn't say in this to sort of set you up there, Luigi, was that it was said that after the race, Scheckter was dealing with some big tyre troubles and Villeneuve was made to follow team orders to not attack Scheckter for first place. So, over to you, Nacho.
You put some spice in there, Rosa.
Yes, I
did. Okay, I'm gonna give Arnaud the number 3. He was one of the fastest and most exciting drivers at the beginning, but misfire prevented him from either winning or even finishing on the podium. He goes number 3, and number 2 goes to Villeneuve, and mostly because Scheckter, my number 1, like he becomes world champion. Even though, Rosa, you're saying there's team orders and so on. In the end, how important is for Ferrari to win the world championship?
I know,
Monza,
yes,
right? And he is a world champion, right? Like he
yes,
so it doesn't make, well, if he wouldn't have won this race at the beginning, he could have become champion next race, right? So might as well just enjoy it with the Tifosi.
secure it. I know. We had this exact argument during the podcast, Nacho. If you're Ferrari, you want to secure it at the Monza track and you want to lock it away. Can't happen. Nothing can happen to it. I know. But it is a little bit unfair because we do say that Villeneuve had the pace, and I think you said that too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And at that point in time, Villeneuve was some way. He was easily, not easily. He had a very clear mathematical path, not a distant one. But I admit in that regard I can acknowledge that. But so I had the same top three, but changed a little bit. I had Arnoux in third, similar reasons to you, Nacho. He was let down by the car early, and it was early, that 13. But he had the pace to be there, and that's why I put him in third and not higher. I put Scheckter in second. He won the race and title, but I don't think he won this race because I think Villeneuve was hanging back. And I put Villeneuve first because I think he should have won this race. And he just came second to follow team orders. And one of the things, I'll mention it now. Shall I mention it after you've done yours, Rosa, my calculation?
I had the same as you, funnily, Luigi. I thought it was going to be controversial, but no, we have the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Nacho, I was just going to mention, I did a calculation that if Villeneuve had disobeyed team orders, because he was only 0.4 seconds behind Scheckter. That's how close he was behind, right?
Really
And so,
close, yeah.
So it wasn't like he was like 50 seconds back and all that sort of stuff. If Villeneuve said, no, I'm taking this win, I'm winning for Ferrari in Monza, and the rest of the season happened the way it happened, Villeneuve would have been world champion. So this team order, but like you said, but it wasn't going to happen in Monza. It was going to happen in a couple of races' time because Villeneuve does win the last race, and we can say that because this is a redo, not a recap. So this little team order switch had a big impact.
But if you're Ferrari, you don't know what's going to happen. Like,
I know.
Oh, how many chances are you going to have for Ferrari to win both championships in Italy?
I will say one thing. I will say one thing to counter that. Yes, of course, you don't know the future, but the championship was really only going to be between Scheckter and Villeneuve. There was an extreme outside chance of Reutemann, but that's like everyone had to retire and he had to win everything.
In Italy, if not, it's going to happen like in the US. Nobody is there,
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying do it where the Tifosi is and give it to the guy who didn't really deserve it. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
but
part of me,
it's a team sport in the end, right? It's a team.
Technically,
a team sport, right? Yeah.
We don't ever see any team action, really, though. We don't ever see any team things happen. I know they call it a team sport and people say that, but no one ever does any team things.
But then why do they have two cars?
I know, just to hedge their bets.
Yeah.
I mean, the other reason I gave Villeneuve top billing for me was that he did follow team orders. Team loyalty counts for something, I guess.
Yeah. And in a time when they couldn't talk about it on the radio.
That's right.
They talked about it beforehand. Yeah, whinge on the radio. And if he's fast enough to pass me, just get him to go in my gearbox.
That's right, exactly.
then I'll wave him through.
Yes, Mr. Lando Norris. Okay, so we have, with 2 races to go, Villeneuve is in the lead on 151, Jones is second on 127, and Scheckter is third on 104.
Yeah.
All right.
So
over to you, Luigi.
Yeah, race 14, the second to last race of the season, the Canadian Grand Prix. Jones in the Williams was on pole position with local hero Villeneuve second in his Ferrari. Then came Regazzoni and Piquet in one of the new Brabham Cosworths. They had Brabham Alphas up to this point, I think. In the race, which turned out to be a classic, Villeneuve took the lead at the start with Jones and Regazzoni chasing him. Piquet ran fourth, but then moved ahead of Regazzoni to take third. Jones shadowed Villeneuve for the early part of the race and eventually slipped ahead at the hairpin, the 2 cars banging wheels. Jones was then able to stay ahead and win, but Villeneuve was only a second behind him at the finish. It was revealed later by Williams engineer Frank Durney that Jones's car was on the verge of failing right at the end. PK ran third until the closing stages when he dropped behind Regazzoni again and retired soon afterwards with a gearbox problem. Scheckter finished fourth after an amazing recovery from the back of the grid, with Pironi fifth and Watson in the McLaren sixth. So over to you, Nacho.
Okay. I'm going to give the champ, Scheckter, number 3. Look, third was not out of the cards if he wouldn't have dropped so much. And it was a great recovery drive. Everybody likes a recovery drive. Maybe we could have put him a bit more, but we want Villeneuve to win the TP championship anyway, right?
Yeah.
But look, even though I wanted to put Villeneuve first, I'm going to put him second in the end. With the fight with Jones, he lost, right? So my number 1 goes to Jones and number 2 to Villeneuve.
Okay. I can't complain because I had the exact same for pretty much the same reasons.
Yeah.
so nothing more to really, nothing more to add, really.
Yeah, and I had the exact same as well. So I have no complaints. Excellent picks there, Nacho. Very good.
Oh, well, Rosa, even our comments were the same.
Yeah, I know.
Let's read them at the same time and see if we Rosa and I wrote these comments absolutely separately. So Are you ready? I'll count down to 3 and then we go.
The Scheckter one.
Yeah. Ready? From ninth on the grid back to 12th at the start to take third. And then I said good recovery drive and you said good drive. I know. The only difference was the word recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, It's pretty rare that you get almost the exact same comments too.
All right. So with one race left, Villeneuve is in the lead on 169, Jones second on 151 and Scheckter third on 116.
Wow. Well, it looks like Villeneuve's got it unless Jones blows everyone away.
Yeah. All right, last race. Jones was on pole again, PK second, Villeneuve third, Lafite fourth, Regazzoni fifth and Reutemann sixth. The track was mostly soaked with rain and this made conditions treacherous. Come race day, it started to rain and became windy 20 minutes before the start of the race. At the start, Villeneuve third on the grid, blasted through to take the lead at the first corner. The race itself was another battle between Villeneuve and Jones, with the Canadian out in front. Once Jones came in to change to dry tyres, Jones left the pit lane too fast before one of the mechanics had put the left rear tyre on properly. He only made it between turns 7 and 8 before the wheel came off and he had to retire. This left Villeneuve with no challenges at all and he went on to win his third race of the year in front of the Frenchman Arnoux and Pironi. Pretty straightforward one there.
Yeah, I was going to mention just a quick comment there, Rosa. We didn't say this in the recap episode, but you've used the words Jones left the pit lane too fast before one of the mechanics could put the left rear tyre on properly. Yeah. In the recap, we talk more about Jones had a horror pit stop and his wheel flew off. So the way we talk about it in the recap, we make it sound like the team's fault. But in this little recap, you're making it sound like Jones's fault.
Yeah, because I did read it somewhere. Yeah, I did read it somewhere that one of the mechanics was having trouble putting the tyre back on. And I think, again, in a lack of communication, Jones just took off before getting the all clear, I think, is what I read somewhere else. I did these separate to the race reviews.
Oh, okay. It's just an interesting twist, that's all.
It is an interesting twist, yes. Well, one of it makes it his fault and my other one makes it the team's fault.
Yeah, even though it is all the same team, etc.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
According to you. Like, in theory, you don't differentiate.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
And after this event, the green light, red light system started. No.
Yes, exactly. And the lollipop man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll for the last. This is our last race. I'm gonna give Agno number 3. Even though he finished second, I think Alan Jones, if he hadn't had that issue, would have easily finished second. Like Villeneuve was out of the league of anybody else, but Jones was kind of giving him a fight. So you can't really kind of take him off the podium because of this issue, right? If it was him or not, still, like we have to kind of look at how he drove in these tricky conditions, right? And he was driving to try to challenge Villeneuve. So yeah. So Villeneuve first, Jones second, and Pinot third.
Okay. I had the same top 3. That's why this season was a tricky one to pick.
It was hard.
Yeah, it was like I don't purposely try to do picks to be funny unless they take inspiration. Like James Hunt, for example, that was funny, but that had a meaning.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
So
yes.
I had Arnoux in third for a solid second place. Similar reasons to you, Nacho. Jones second. He should have come second at least, if not for what I wrote was a pit stop error by Williams. If I had thought that was more Jones's fault, I may have switched those two around.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And Villeneuve, it was just a great win. And he was actually nursing his car home. And this win was the win that gave him the essentially, in my mind, the championship if they didn't do Ferrari orders at Monza.
Yeah, and I had the same picks. I had Arnoux. He started 7th, so that was a good second place from him for 7th. From 7th. And then, I mean, I could have put Jones first and Villeneuve second, but no, I was always going to put Villeneuve. Amazing drive in the wet. I mean, it was the wet conditions as well. So, he just dominated that race. But, it was hard this season because it came down to just a couple of teams and a couple of events that made you choose drivers outside of where they finished. There wasn't that much surprise in the season, I don't think.
And the surprises that were there, like the comeback drives, which were mostly Scheckter, and Jario did one and Peroni did one.
Yeah.
They were rare, few and far between.
They were, that's right. So the TP champion is Gilles Villeneuve on 193 points. Yeah. Alan Jones is second on 169 and Scheckter is third on 116 and Arnoux finishes fourth on 61. So if we compare that with the actual result, Scheckter finished first, Villeneuve second, Jones third, and Arnoux was eighth. So
I think
we really didn't rate Schecter's performance. I mean, I think the points system was a big factor in how Scheckter won this championship.
No, but it wasn't, because if you take that out, Scheckter still won it. The thing that really won it for him was the team orders thing at Italy and his reliability. But Scheckter didn't win the championship because of the point system, is what I'm trying to say.
But, no, I agree. But Alan Jones probably would have been higher up. Yeah, I think
possibly. But his car wasn't good enough at the start, so that was never.
It wasn't good enough at the start.
Yeah. But one thing I was going to mention that I think this might be. I wouldn't mind checking this. If I have free time, this might be one of the poorest results of the person who won the championship.
Oh yeah,
he was like a distant third and not half the points of Villeneuve, but not far off, 116 to 193. That's quite a gap.
Yes.
That's very underwhelming as a championship winner.
Yes.
I'm going to quickly look at 67.
I think you should know. That's it. We'll have to look that up.
Okay, so it's similar. Clark got 161 points in 67 and Holm got 89.
Wow.
But at least he was second.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's relatively underwhelming.
Yeah. Well,
we said thing right anyway.
Yeah, we did. I think we did. I think we said it right.
And I think everyone who follows Formula One in '79 would all know that was a Villeneuve championship. It really
I'm not
was.
sure if anybody's still alive, though.
Yeah. And the fact that they don't, well, the fact that they go, 20 odd years, Luigi, more, 20, whatever, 22 years without another championship. And
for a driver.
For a driver, exactly. And for them not to say it was Villeneuve but Scheckter, it's just, it's not. There's just something missing in there. The romance of Formula One. It's a missed thing, I think, given what we know happens to Villeneuve.
Yeah, and given the fact that Ferrari didn't know it was going to be such a 21-year drought. They didn't know a 21-year drought was coming because they probably would have preferred to have Villeneuve's name being repeated, not Scheckter's.
That's right, exactly.
So
a bit like now we've got Kimi Raikkonen's name being repeated for 21 years.
Yeah.
Next year's 20 years.
Yeah, and they could have had Shoemaker as that name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they said they got Kimi Raikkonen. And I was going to mention a side comment, and Rosa, let's digest this. All this point, we've done TP championships where every point counts, right? But now we're in an era where there's dropping points a bit more heavier than it used to be. In theory, should we be applying? So this season, it was best 4 out of the first 8 and the best 4 out of the 7-8. Best 4 of the first 7 and best 4 out of the last 8, right? Do we do TP that way too? Because do you get what I mean? Because we've got lots of championships coming up where points are dropped and it changes everything.
I know. No, we're going to right the wrongs as if, or I don't know, we can have a chat about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think we should.
I think we just pretend all the points droppings is rubbish and we're counting everything.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, these drivers are putting their lives on the line and they get second place. I mean, some of these drivers are dropping a second place.
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
I have an idea for you guys. Once you have all your TP championships done, you need to do like a total points divided by total races for each. And then you can combine every racer of all the TP championships to see who is the actual number one in history.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I can pick that's going to be Clark, but let's see.
Yeah.
Because it might because all the retirements they haven't been eliminated, but they've been factored out.
Yeah, that's right.
So therefore, even Sterling Moss might be up there as a 4-time champion that only did 50-something races. You know what I mean? So I think Nacho, we've got the spreadsheet. You're the spreadsheet guru.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you about it later.
There's something called ChatGPT.
Anyway, great to see Villeneuve win it convincingly, and I'm surprised Jones got close.
Yeah, me too. Well, bit of a foreshadowing of 1980.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Okay. Thank you, Nacho. Great having you on again.
We'll
see you again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.